Disclaimer. The views expressed by the hosts and guests of the podcast are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of any of their sponsors, employees, and affiliates.
I listen to it on the internet.
Being Tsonga in SA.
Listen live, online.
I'm Shane. This episode of Being Tsonga in SA is proudly sponsored by Sagwadi Hotel, a 4-star establishment in Mukutlu, in the town of Hazeview. For more information, contact Sagwadi Hotel on 013 010 1780.
I listen to it on the internet.
Being Tsonga in SA.
Listen live, online.
Is it recording?
It's recording.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
seeing the red light there.
This is Being Tsonga in SA. Bitwish Tim Somabasa.
Now, for money and Shluman, it's
Yeah, so that's edibles.
non-toxic.
Yeah. And you know the beauty of bangi in this bar. Look at the be blind where I could lay in.
How do you know?
I don't know. Swara, that's the. I'm wash bedle, but I could zela both. Mengati pufa face. Just fucking sleep. Sleep it off, Swara. The market dance, but you don't look when the high gets too much, you close your eyes and you sleep. Or before obviously you must take a cold shower. So that if your temperature increases and you keep panicking, Swara, tetaku psanda timbang, Swara, tetaku endela feeling. And the shops were more or less.
And you know how much they made weed so illegal?
Oh, I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were speaking of who made the man who made weed illegal.
Yeah.
So this guy, it was a business move. No Ryan. Misa Louis.
America.
Yeah. Meaning he owned a printing plant. So obviously, but there is the old school printing paper. So this new plant called not new plant. They discovered that you can do more in Bangi. So you can do hemp paper. So which was going to be cheaper and more cost effective.
Okay.
Then this guy saw, now I need to convert my entire business, because his entire business model is based on the old paper. So here's coming this new form of paper. That's saying this is the new standard for newspapers. And then this guy went out and convinced Parliament, Mbangi, Swara, uprasatiti, you are pressing. Please pause.
It's not the imagine it's only presentation family.
Don't press those things.
So jingle, I want to check your house.
Does it work?
Like if my voice is
Oh yeah.
So
then that guy, because they're going to change the new, so it's like new papers come, new technology is coming, and he has the old technology and has an advantage, a market advantage. He's dominating,
and he's got the capital to quickly convert.
And then he started lobbying. He didn't want to convert because it's a new business. It means he's starting from scratch. It's like he end my paper. I'm missing.
I hear you.
No, it's cheap to grow. It grows faster than a messinia.
And it does.
Exactly. It doesn't take years.
In my high school.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've passed there some other time. I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
He died last bar. He go cool out. So we play that shit. Not high school, man. That's like close to 20 years ago.
Yes. So that threatened him, and then he started lobbying government and said, Mbangi endla babanuna babantima bapfinya walungu. And you know white men will never allow, in a racist world, allow their white bitches. There's no banning. They pfinyiwa, higenge. Hey, just sticking is just having sex, they lost their minds.
Imagine touching her.
Hey.
So
and it was Jim Crow times.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, fuck that shit. And what they did, so he tricked the government into banning hemp.
Not the weed.
Yeah, he just banned the whole thing. Yeah. Don't allow any part of it to be commercialized. So that's why it took so long for hemp to be legal. So he was countering hemp, and then he was like, no, Ntabalanda, it drugs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's how they manage. Even now, cocaine, they started saying cocaine yendla black people banga dubuleki.
They said stuff like that.
Made them 10 times stronger.
My God.
Yeah.
And you know what's the funny part? Even this cocaine thing, it's presented as though even by Diak. And you never know that thing.
The British family, I know I said cocaine right once upon a time when it was legal.
Yeah, but those ones, they sold everything. They did everything bad in this world.
Hayi le nkaro ya ri legal ani loko se va heta ku casha ino swona ku ya se dini na va pfala sweswo because the minorities were starting to raise money.
Slavery. Because
they we already built Europe for them.
Have you seen how the British family and now the British as a government are doing these things? Like, for example, racism in the world, they are the foundation.
Yeah.
No,
it's the French.
No.
It's to us, yes. But in the local, you make a Latin number, I engage you work compare like a league. The French are France. France is far. Those are the most brutal. Those guys even colonized England, and the Brits are pissed off. They hate the French for that.
No, those two countries hate each other.
Hey, they hate the French because it's like
they can't stand each other.
It's bar. The French are born in England. It's bar.
Francophone.
That's why
maybe that's what we don't know it.
Those countries that are Francophone are still paying France to this day.
I know that they still pay, which I don't understand. So anyway, the argument now, the British with slavery and all these things, now they seem to be the one leading the voice of change.
Yeah, that's how they play that game. So.
You know, it's like, oh wow, they are so sobering, progressive. They want to, but no,
they lost the plot logo when that logo Leshasha Shantukulu she brought a black girl home. Yeah, they're like, hey, we are not that progressive.
It messed them up.
She might be offside trap swara. She might have offside. I
saw this game here. It was Nigeria or Cameroon against Japan or something.
Yeah.
So offside trap evo. Offside trap go.
Yeah.
If free kick, ile line.
Yeah.
Team hinkwayo ya Japan. You
cross.
Baslaba team hinkwayo, like the guys who are attacking ba Nigeria or Cameroon.
Yeah.
Offside. That's how brutal that offside trap was. Like the whole
family like they didn't understand.
Apparently, and it's just how deep it is. They would go to these parties where she is. They go with those flags or things, things or clothing items or stuff or jewelry that symbolizes racism.
Oh yeah, sure. We took this from Africa.
Things like that. A small emblem.
Yeah.
That they're at the party where they know she's there.
Yeah. Those societies, they did not stop racism because it was the right thing to do. It was no longer profitable in the way they were doing it.
Yes.
So they had to find a new model of how can we perform our racism without, because their whole aim, is that we are superior because
exactly.
So tisane mkhomela gule diale tisane tindala mateto you can't do and they are the same people who fund wars in the same spaces that they exist in.
And you know, when you speak of funding war, and this annoys me every time, I mean, as Africans, I don't know why we always fall for that. It's the same modus operandi.
I want a Mazulu manga is a case that ends with so good.
I mean, look at that. What's up, love? Idrisayo. Phone ayo. So you.
John.
No telling you need busy. Fumatang.
Yes.
So it's the same modus operandi. Like for example, I read somewhere in Namutakuri after the whole Gaddafi thing.
Yeah.
Now there was some inquiry that came out that they're busy searching. No, actually, he was not such a bad man. He's dead.
Yeah, it's too late.
And then even here in South Africa, how many times have you heard people saying actually Mbeki was not such a bad president? He's out.
Yeah, Mbeki was a terrible president.
No, but my point is this. My point is this.
Mbeki was interesting again. We keep changing depending on the man president.
That's my point.
Loko bozo ngakha bayikomba mhlolo like mara Mbeki mara.
That guy. But what it does, the whole thing for me, it shows you how, in terms of how far behind we are in terms of business. Because whatever that we do, look at the hemp guy.
Yeah.
Look at the British company. I'll call the company. Look at how everything that they do, it boils down to one thing. So it boils down to business.
Yeah.
Whatever that we do, it disadvantages us in starting our businesses.
Oh, sure.
And we will all argue about, no, we need to start this, we need to start that. Look at that guy. He went and lobbied government to do what he wanted. And still till today, you hear they are lobbying people, they are lobbying and Americans, they are lobbying. We should not, business and government should, those two things should not mix.
They were always, so after and the system was now effective and running and we were living under it, we acknowledged it, whether I Slava or by Slav. They started planning the future. They were planning 25 years ahead of us. So, but now already knew apartheid they knew what would be the 2000s looking like for them. Very busy. About the black diamonds. When the internet now became a boom and we started finding our voices on the internet, Bona, they already now working on how do we leave this planet.
Hey, look, have you seen the billionaires
they're experimenting. We can go to space, but where Elon Musk have started, and they're even using the word we are colonizing Mars. That's the language. We are colonizing Mars. We are slowly but surely will be sending plants. They are sending things to set up.
Our farmers, well.
What lives, it means say Misawa itava so a concentration camp for innovators. They can't just leave.
See, ba farmer is like tira.
Hey, like I Romela Zulwakama, Yaga, suburbs in the future. They can't just leave Sbarati. We can't let them leave.
I saw an article somewhere that said, Kuri, the billionaires, they are leaving and da. You need so, but should we work towards, you know what? I remember this little Matri, because she started a business.
The impossible. But I think they will reach by the time our age, like going to Mars would be like a norm. Or it will be like aeroplanes. Like right now, it will just be expensive. But when they are our age,
you think?
They can land it can land like boom, which I don't believe in that science, but it goes up and comes back.
Oh, those rocket things.
Hey, I don't believe that shit. It does not look possible. But and it's same it shoots up. And the helicopters, you must balance. And it's same.
We've seen it leaving.
I've never seen it until I see that shit. Because even the Americans don't believe they went to the moon. Some of them, like these people can go to the moon and land a rocket like you could see.
Like I think you man.
And I've been full, and I wanted to be a nuclear physicist, and I don't believe that shit. Man.
Why?
I don't believe
I
that.
remember in high school.
I saw it. Look, when that guy is it ringing
on tape.
Is it the volumes? Is it red? Finish by red.
I should read.
She press, or we need to start from scratch. I think
read.
You can't record.
Oh, and finish with message. Eh, we know. Oh no, message something. Sharp.
Hello.
Inhlikani.
Aye.
Mfukile. Nive kana.
Nifukile minjani?
Shile ka mansus.
Shile ka 7. Ngavulele yenda kuna technical what
Shira ka 7.
Katekile mfukile.
Nifukile minjani?
Hayi na swo tala. Mile ka Bing Tsonga in SA ani ku va maslam kuna the Poppy Act fly mjana ku rami record. Minga ta ma hisuwa.
Mikombela kubyeriwa mga i-record mga ibyelanga.
Ishewetini man.
Ayi minjani?
Hayi pfukeni xitshemisiwa ka mabasa.
Go.
How's your Sunday? Ku mendla ini 7 colors namuntlha ku humelela yini mi dya yini mi hi tsona yini?
Sonto ya namuntlha ri xe kahle. It's extremely hot ka hisa namuntlha dzanini.
Is it? Haleni ku ba ximoyana yini?
Ximoyana lexiya xi ri koho for the past few weeks a xa ha ri kona namuntlha xi fambile.
Ku tshama ku titimela dzanini mara ku titimela swa mampela. Ka swa mampela hayi vulavuli leswiya swo ku ri na ximoyana nyana. Ku tshama ku titimela mi mbala majezi.
I nge tshami na tiboots ta hina ti nga mbali.
Mi timbala joni ntsena tiboots teto a swi tiva mos.
Ambala siku leri ku nga humiki dyambu hambi ka hisa hambi ka titimela hambana.
Maritani ya hisa ni tiva kahle. You know, if there's one thing that is very funny with me, ne?
Yeah.
Tsanini ya ni by in terms of the heat. And then
you can't cope.
I can't cope. Like I think because I moved out for quite a while.
Xirhami Joni sibara.
Mara xitwa le xirhami xi mbala majezi.
Kwalo. You know whenever You know whenever I come home
3 days a week, 3 days in a year,
Not
3 days. 3 days in a year.
And then
for 2 months, June and July.
Nako ku titimela loko ku ri na very cold front le Cape Town ku na snow le. That's the only time.
Loko se xikwembu se xi ku ta titimela hi nkani ke se.
Ka titimela loko ma vona marhama ya hi ku ri manjani.
Me anibali jezi kwalo. So ina. You know I never wear a jersey when I go home.
Mina, this is why I'm trying to set up my life. Winter la ku ya kaya. Ni hanya kaya for that 3 months. Constantly running away from
winter. I think I should do that.
Ningelungi sibara xa titimela jom
You'll be shocked next year. Next year utasola ku ri a wu ya kwenzani. Xirhami lexi nga ta va xi ri la.
Ku titimela ka tekile kwalo.
Ka titimela.
Kumbe xirhami a xi fani sibara.
Xirhami.
A xi fani. I think kuna ti level sibara. Hina u tshama wa vona gang ya le makaya loko yi tila Joni yi la no tlhela sibara. Xi baba ni va tshika na mintirho va nga hlambi sibara va ku hayi meni nge swi koti. Especially loko u pfuka hi vo 4 sibara. Va xi ta xirhami xa 4 xa Joni. Sibara.
U pfula pompi.
Sibara. Ngopfu loko ve a wu tshamisekanga vuton'wini kha u layita mati hi ketlele. Sibara u nga tshika no ya ntirhweni.
Katekile.
No, xirhami a swi fani.
Tell us about it. Who's Katekile? What's the story, man?
Udume yini loko ku ri jika va ta kuzazise.
Udume yini kahle kahle.
Katekile Mathye a xi se duma swinene mara xi dume nyana switsongo.
Dumera le va ku le ritsongonyana lero.
U dume hi ku va na xitolo a xavisaka mati ya ku basisiwa. Purified water.
Phela basisiwa.
So he basisa mati ya masipala and then ima bottle ima xavisa.
Okay, go on.
Na xitolo Nkonkowa. Just along the main road. Loko ri swa pfumeleriwa ku vula ku CBD ya le Nkonkowa.
Kuna CBD Nkonkowa.
Yeah, la xitolo xa mati.
Let's pretend it exists. Let's pretend it exists. Kwala.
CBD kwala.
High point. CBD.
Kwala ke a CBD.
Vanhu va le Nkonkowa va loyela hayi suka ya sats.
Olwela.
Valwela CBD. Yes. But at least it means It means you are futuristic. Milabale school. That's good. So anyway. Yeah. So how's it been like? When did you start this, and how long, and how is it going?
We started in 2016, October. That's when we opened our doors for the first time, October 2016. And we just took off. The response was so amazing. From the first day.
Is it? That's good, yeah.
Moya o botla mati o rwala kwi. Imana akubyela ku akuhlebetela kwa ku wa swi tiva u nga dya la.
Hiloko phela aniri vanhu va le Nkonkowa. Those 1, 2, 3 people abasuka baya dorobeni Tzaneen ku ya xava mati ya ku nwa.
Okay.
So swi suri sort of a luxury thing.
The cheese boy and the cheese girl.
The cheese boy and the cheese girl.
I love it. I love it.
So it's like a concept. The cheese boy and the cheese girl. I tested in Vanulan and introduce it as an everyday thing. And believe me, Namuncha, it's so normal. It's an everyday thing.
Makaya mati is a real issue because everywhere you go in most rural spaces, kuna problem ya mati. So is the water that terrible, or is just an access thing? Is it the quality of water that bad, or koba mankayu koba mati tikweni?
So it's and the situation ya mati is getting worse.
So we have to spend it's like R1 25 liter.
For 25 liters.
Yeah, R1 or
per liter.
Maybe I'm just behind. No. That's that borehole water.
Yeah.
You're like say R1. The last time I was standing, I got R1.50.
Okay.
Or R1 kushaba that's a
25 liter bottle.
Yeah, 25 liter. She
no, it's one. I want to pay. Oh man,
she goops, but I
no,
cheese boy. I standing.
He's right. Somebody every day. I enter everyday things like
yes.
You buy that water.
Yeah, we buy that water.
Yes.
Because you buy that water.
Yes.
Where do you think we get waters? But in Amatema once every month or once a week.
Guys,
month from government.
I don't want to sound ignorant right now.
Yeah. Then they have to put away a certain portion of them, at least maybe 50 rand. To cover them for the month.
Wait. Those trucks, I
know the trucks are from government.
No.
Okay. But the
trucks, the water tankers that tingena kukati villages and supply water.
Yeah.
Babeka layan van vakelela. But another the water trucks are tinkering.
Of course, yes.
So kuna labaya kuna mutiluani kaba fumani vangana boho.
Oh.
So batam shamsela.
No, I get it.
The michela 2050 gubu somewhere at R1 or at R2.
No, but I get that one. Guys,
outside gaze, but we shouldn't be spending money on water on that level, especially the source of income in then. For the cheese boy, cheese girl. Yes, those niggas must pay for every liter they drink. Because
cheese boy and cheese girl.
Yeah, because Makale Amati is very hectic. Because this is how it works. The water tanks now, what these niggas have started doing. But Bakumati bag, Bayaka villages with Laoma Avenda in Kalakamalamle. They go into vendor areas. But that is a Matangila Makulu.
Yeah.
The same size as Matangila or government.
Yeah.
And then they start Anisha Moboriwa, which Madzunga. Fanako Gunyana Madzunga. So if you want mati manene, you must buy. So uteka mati Madzunga, uhlatswa ti plate, uhlatswa mpahla yona, which they will even make mpahla yona basluka. Ebi uinwa mati la manene, so you must have the budget in beer. Tamati mo enter the regular stuff na mati munwa, and then you must wait for rainfall, and the rainfall ayofika sibara lewa ustaka kahle kutsama ku omini. So you will wait, Sbara. So the water issue, but let's go into the beauty of now the business of water, where you exist when atsanini la banu have enough to afford purified water. Say usungula kui who okay wabona goki genge they are willing to drive kilometers to get proper water. When wasungula, where do you start? Where's your source? Uruwalanda kui matelam logo sungula.
Even before that, what are you doing before then? Because I'm sure you didn't just wake up and out there. What was that before switch?
Yeah.
Before.
Yes.
Well, many after school, internship, economic development, got research and planning. So I went on SSA for about a year or so, near statistician. But it wasn't working for me. It was no, it was not working for me.
I go karata 9 to 5.
I in karata, and month end, it is 15, man, it is 16. Wa kombela send a message and kombela kutatisiwa. So hey,
Sinibora njani swazo asubaba njani. Like utirela yini guys?
Sentirela yini hala loko bona payslip ba kokile ba chele hala. Hi man, so it was not working. So I remember
go on.
I sent my mom a message. We used to travel a lot.
Yeah.
I remember I was in Durban. Send my mom a message and come back to and she said, okay.
Ukombela kutsika.
Ukombela mreki ikombela mi rwala na. Se ila kwenda the decision to take ikombela mi lamulela.
Me very bad. Man dan kombela no tsika ismara.
Ubuya kwa menkarela.
No, but I hear you.
So she immediately like okay. So even that day and I decided another training that I was there for.
Okay.
So luckily for me, I know still go njani. The process here it took a bit longer for them to process everything. So I was getting paid for about 2-3 months, but you know how that ends. But take a large pension and
of course. Yes.
But at least it pushed me for those 2-3 months. Then the party business, kiddies party planning.
Okay.
At the time, I think that much. There were no event planners, especially for the kids.
Yes.
So it worked for me for some time, but then it mostly in course that I've been doing, I had to introduce the idea to the people. But the response,
innovator.
So the response, luckily, you were positive. Nanaka the party thing, and then loko sen hi maraban lava hi famba ya kule so ilanza mati. So lokonia because the party business now I love water and juice, which I had to go to the people in town to get that from.
Balungu. Ungachagu fuck that shit.
Boy kuya ka balungu kuya kumamati la manifana kunifamba na wo party.
Phela nikho konko na sithanga phela kuyalanza mati ntsena.
Animjong kahle.
Ningo from Tsani to konko kulanza mati ntsena sihlangani phela.
So intiro kuluzo uyifamba impela uyenza nini ulanza ushimatana. Hayi asingari mani kule. So but then uyasitiva njani kuri valungu va endla njani swilo leswi. Ufana uyafika kukombela mulungu kuri mulungu Mkombela kubona mulungu will not show you.
Plus,
Unfortunately.
they are still very racist, those ones.
Abanye kukombi.
Those ones are ours that are no.
No. Abanye kukombi. So, it was really tough. Bangwayana kukupalekile awuboni nchumu.
Oh, so it was still close. Aku pombi tell you maku.
Ubona pombi mara uyibona ifamba henhla kakhumbi awusitwisisi ku ri ku endleka yini ndawu leyi. You know, mati lama is it took a lot of research, it took a lot of lying, a lot of cheating. Kuri ufika ungena la.
Wembele man.
Wabayembela ubalungu fona. Hey, you know, I've got this thing that I need to do. Ufana ukumate price from them. You have to get everything. You know, it's you have to think long and hard because asitala nkuri ufika ka munhu ufika unguvutisa kunyika information willingly and freely and willing to help you.
True.
And then you need to be careful at the same time because anerbo bana mali ya ku endla swilo quick.
Yes, they can steal that idea.
Katekile, they can take that idea ukumela kupula mati nkonko. The next day shop yabo is up and running.
Munzuku.
Oh yes.
Munzuku. Immediately their shop is up and running. So ufana seketa the tricks letting kwato kuri how am I going to do this? How am I going to protect my idea at the same time? And but then you make friends. And you know what the sad part is that our brothers and sisters, our black brothers and sisters that are in those shops and are working there every day have no idea
Sure.
They are not taught, this is how we do it. But where in the morning you come here and you press play. That's it.
Wow, like even in the same shop, the guys are working. Guys, you
has been working there for years.
Shoo.
But ange kudzeli kuri mchini lo iyini. Kuri hinkwenu a hi ri ku endleni ka research. I remember my brother Femi ayaka some shop ya le Polokwane and asked this guy kuri mchini wa njani. This guy minus Steve. Okay, famba nitekela photo ya mchini lo.
Ibi
and photo lay. There is nothing. You'll just see a little thing with a name nyana. So but there is nothing for anyone to see. So whatever you get, that little photo, that's your only lead. And eventually you realize,
like, you know how funny it is, ne? Like, so I'm not trying to take out your business, ne? But like in my house, I have that machine. Like I have it under my sink. Like if you open the tap, it
purifies water.
It's the commercial. It's very small, Ivana. It's
small. It's tiny.
It's small.
It's very small.
It's small.
It's very small.
So it means it's accessible.
And it's small in price as well. It's one of the cheapest businesses that you can.
No, I mean I can say it. You know how much.
Don't pelonga about it. One about that wing says about hlasela ngwana bano bangwe masa business.
It's not that easy. You know, the interesting part about us is that information is out there for all of us. But how you use it is very important.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Wangunika munhu information hinkwayo. I get a lot of people that balaba kutiba. Mara wanguzela umukomba, but how kuruya endlaini yo is the biggest challenge.
That's why I'm not scared on. Well, of course I don't share just carelessly.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to share an idea. You know why? It's no go yibe fan. You won't do what I wanted to do.
No.
Yeah, logo sungwana ngunyo sona.
One to this.
Yeah.
So ibi ugaro upushatani when and how was it fan can one question is
sharp.
Like can she hear you?
Yeah, she can hear me.
I know
yes.
I
could pick that up.
I can hear you properly.
What about now?
It's still the same.
Okay.
So, but okay. When is the breakthrough from the research? How long did the research take? And when was like that moment? nse ni bona ndlela se ile kupfulekeni.
Loko hi pfula vanhu va tile va hlamala va vutisa va sungula ku ta but as time went on, I think my biggest break was loko se hi kuma Karibu, ku supply Karibu Leisure Resort. Mati for their conferences, for their rooms, for their, that has been the biggest and still is the biggest for us.
So at least it keeps the business going.
It keeps us going. It keeps us going. Whether it's winter, whether it's Monday, whether it's Tuesday, at least we know kuna
stable source of income.
Order ya Karibu that we're expecting.
Yeah. That's
it will
good.
keep us going. So that has been the biggest for us. And after Karibu, a whole lot of other lodges, a whole lot of the burial societies, a lot of opportunities opened after that.
So
and
yes, go on.
And it became so fashionable, and it remained that luxury thing, but at the same time it became a must for almost everybody. I don't think I bottled water.
No, of course, yes.
It became a must. I don't think kuna a wedding la a bottled water, maybe a photo of the bride and the groom. Any occasion, everything. For now, we even have one school, Hudson has just, from the beginning, their first order, they motivate their matrics. They bottled water, like every month, we would change the message for the matrics.
That's dope.
They would send us a message this month, please write this for our matrics. Encouragement. Every single month, we give them a new message.
So
right up until good luck for the exams, right up until congratulations.
Oh, that's good.
So it's
in a nutshell, you feel the risk that you took, it was worth it.
Yes, 100%. I would do it over and over again. Though not in the same way over and over again, Mara.
What would you do differently?
Definitely. What I would do differently is something that a cousin of mine would never open doors. Hey, but if I opened doors, as single fridge manga.
Hey, unama chance. I love it.
People have to wait, you know. And that waiting is so frustrating because you're waiting for the machine to clean the water and pump the water.
Oh.
The customers are going in, but it looks like you're not organized, and really you're not organized. So number one thing, I will keep the shop closed for a month. You pile up a stock, and then you pull like that is my first thing that I would do differently.
Differently, yeah. Another one that you do differently.
Another one, I will never ever again headhunt. It is such a disaster. I know we want to employ our cousins and our aunts and mashaka and and it is such a disaster.
Hey. The entitlement, the complaints. They don't feel like
imagine that.
Hey, it's exactly that. You know the pride that we had. On Guyana. That's my cousin. Oh, my cousin.
Oh, by the way, Fana, I'm going to my so cousin is not by name.
I nepotism. I want to like a podcast.
Cousin, one because of that sense of, ownership, cousin, yeah. Mama nena, papa, you know what I tell you, Mama nena, papa, you fix up the story. uma kwala cousin ye kwenu people
Wanahani.
wanahani loko va ku tsakambe va mana kumani hi vanhu ku kuma un'we a ku kambe hi vanhu
That's it.
it.
So, but no, Mara, so you,
So
like you're
it's like
saying, from that experience, you learned to do business better, or did you grow
Do
from
business better.
it? What lessons in that regard? I'm not saying he's a shaka, but what lessons have you learned?
Systems. We need systems. We need systems in our bebuli. The businesses there. You can't do everything on your own. You have to have systems. Everyone must know. This is what we do every morning, whether you are there or you are not there. We need to have systems in place from everything. It's so difficult to actually get these systems right and put them. I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling to get them going and to get them.
Now we're still struggling in terms of getting the systems for production. It's
Systems.
you know.
But the minute you get the first one right, then you know it's a load off, and then you get the second one, it's a load off, and skills empowerment. It's not a bad thing.
You know, kuna booking one. I was busy looking for it right now. I'm sure there's a smartphone as well.
I think so.
Kuna booking one, and I hope everyone who's listening can go check it. It's on. But is it Audible? In India?
Audible.
It's Audible. If you get that link, you're Audible, ne? Okuma, the E-myth revisited. Why most small businesses don't work and what to do about it.
Yeah.
So basically, this guy he breaks down to you, Kori. Come on, one. There's 3 people inside. Kuna the entrepreneur, who's the visionary.
Yeah.
Kuna the manager, who's the one who's working to make things work. Kuna the employee. And here's the funny part. These 3 people are always on conflict with each other.
Yeah.
So you must choose where, after revisiting yourself, introspecting with yourself, who am I out of these 3 people?
Yeah.
And then that way it will help you to know who you need for your business. Because it's exactly what you're saying. We end up, if I got money, and because we don't know who we are. Because I'm a worker. Like, for example, Menafana, even though we didn't speak about it, but we somehow understood who's better at what, who does better at what, and we let everyone do what they do at what they do. As much as we're still struggling to find our system, Mara, we are every day trying to not reinvent, try to do something that works. If it doesn't work, I know we try. But listen, I would advise both of you to listen to the book. He even talks about the system, guys. He even talks about the system. You need to create a system.
The system is important, Imako. Bon, everything is a system, Spar. Everything is a system. Ambi apartheid, the Yosha was a system.
Yes.
That's why it's still in effect to this day. Is that if the system does not exist within just the world itself, that space, that community, for it to trickle down to munu teka standing or wherever tata spana unyika the vision oku men like sharp samati in almost every lodge I'm gangen low and they think like a cousin I can fuck around. Or they don't see the vision. They're like imate ange fumi already munu negative anga you can change their lives. So I think those, like, selling a vision is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah.
Especially look at amitwana ni rim. I remember rim but vision you cheese boy. Mono wale standing ola kuitwa butande sba. There's a lot of challenges from language point of view. But bangwan buka banga chare ang mgaringwan. They just wanna be told endless every day, like you must constantly ubalandela bangwan they are self-sufficient. You just show them this is how the system works, bangen, and they will even improve it for you. So it's Do
you write it down though? Have you started writing down in terms of policies? This is what must happen, and Like you create a booklet of some sort.
Because this is how we do things. Writing it down, it has to be there for everyone, for reference, but getting it into, making it part of routine, making it, and so, like simple things. I remember at one stage we had Banuba process engineering in the shop. The only way everyone can know is if everything should come in order. If there's one thing leshishinga out of place, then that spot will immediately become a dump.
Yeah.
So okay, fine, I understand that, fine. Mara where your handbag and at the back of the shop. Then in your mind it becomes normal. Oh, bag yame itamala and
Hey.
so every day so make something, cabinets hooks where people hang their bags there, so that spot can clear.
And it opens up for something else that is needed.
It opens up for something else that makes everything move smoothly.
And ingasuka phela loko no susa bag ya munhu iva ndzela ku kulahleka imali.
Every day
Yisuka
the
swa
troubles and the struggles.
Ulumbetiwa ku yiva mali sibara.
Yo.
And HR, so now you have to deal with the issue yourself because there's no HR to come help you with this. And if you don't have cameras, that's another thing now.
Yes.
Hell, it's such a problem. Where you understand in your mind, this, but how do I send the message? Even if I write it down, how do I make sure Kubanlava understand this is how we must do it? That becomes so difficult as well. You go in Pela Munwale standing ula kushitrai shitan. So it's problems everywhere. Everywhere.
Let's speak of you when as Mwasati kumbe as Nwana. A man wa man itswalelwa kwi before all of this comes, before ufika ka stage langi mina la ku xavisa mati wa ha ri genge minkarhi ya wena wa ha ku tswaliwa how ri mani, how did you define yourself?
Because that will help us to understand your thinking
context.
How are you this brave? Because you're
very
brave, man.
Man, nearly number 4 of 4 kids, the baby of the house.
Yes.
I always tell them, like, I don't remember you guys. What is
the age gap?
My youngest brother, the one before me, 7 years older than me.
Yes.
So I never TV. It's just the stories that they tell me. I figure, okay, my brother was probably in grade 1, grade 2. And they were teaching him a baby dog is a puppy. A baby cat is a kitten. And then he would say, a baby girl is a katekile. Okay. It's just stories. I know Kutunzuki. I'm like, hey, what and Kutunzuki people? I know Kutunzuki anywhere in my life. I just remember you from Lokosen Karinyana. So,
yeah.
So
it's a katekile.
Baby girl is a katekile. So, the business part of me, I think I got it from my grandfather, Brown Mwaungani.
Yeah, tell us more. Vakashilubani.
Like
Ndikuberile.
Kambe it's what? Kambe Nkonko, it's like a village. Nkonko.
I'm coming down.
Yeah, many mhlengwe mina. Ni sharp. Nepotism yabo n'wina. Mina moya wo swalo wa vanhu ku ri vanhu hinkwavo va ya ku tsanini jikijiki se va ka nkuna.
No. I know after the showing, I got some. We'll find a way.
There has to be a way. There has to be a way.
So who's your grandfather? Like, because the way ubalabula kuibona, it sounds like a very nwanuna wanduti.
My grandfather is Brown Waungan Shuluvan.
Yeah.
Mwana wa Simshaba Usungula.
Okay.
I think I was very privileged to have known him for those few years.
Okay.
He used to come and fetch us. My grandfather very Patia Gazankulu, and he was, they say he was a very Patia tender board in Garwa. Hey, he lived in there in Garwa wrong, man. Why can't he come back now? Patia tender board now.
Ato umakangwina the tender lady.
So, look, Bashaya, the history, Bashaya, how these people, and during that time, how they were so in control. Bashaya, how they got houses like Kuri Kukumayinzo.
Yeah.
Papa man, imseba kutsalela, imseba kutela. Pamba choose a queen hala we otamjela kulaba number man. And you look at the opportunities. And I lived during that time.
Tuana corruption yakankuna.
Hey.
Corruption. It was the way to, it was
administration
hey, it's
Sawongena mutini wabo like ampakana tiyindlu sibaro.
So complicated. You know, life was very easy
Oh
then.
boy, square pass over right life in.
Okay, I can rent here 50 cents for this couple of years, and then after that it's your house, that kind of thing. So they had so many things. They Avarina Maprasi, Varna Stol. I remember he used to fetch us on Fridays.
Yeah.
He from Congo. I'm telling you, it was the longest trip, and it is still the longest trip of my life. I don't know could
wow.
ever drive in. But it was the longest trip.
Our driver 6 na vote.
I do a petrol pen.
Was it even 60?
The 2 liters
I'm sure I got 20.
I could 20.
I promise you.
Were the roads bad?
No, one except me.
Miss Slow.
They drive very slow.
Yeah.
They drive slow, bro.
Almost slow.
That's how you do it. I mean, one in gang, hello. Like, take your time.
Yes.
I think that's just Tsonga leshaimako. Na mfamba imlenge sibara. Now famba na kokona mina. Ambi famba imlenge like it would go like every muti it's a stop.
Hi, guys. Hi, man.
So it would take forever, but I unza ingena abarna stolo ifamba here Bodweni. They had a shop there. Can't remember, but I still remember they had a shop. My grandfather had a shop there. Julius Becky had a shop there. Kongo, I remember he had Kungwana Bakwile Derin.
Berlin.
Derin. Derin. I think that la kungana shop yambiale Martini now. I think next door akuri Derin.
Okay.
So he sold milk from I think about Kuma Elegrain. Elegrain would bring tank yameleka there, and then I think that's why you guys helped me.
Yeah, Elegrain.
Yes, Elegrain is big, and Elegrain is just doing so well.
Is it dairy product?
It's a dairy farm. It's a dairy farm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I jump is smart.
But you call me game.
You call me game since I was a baby. I knew till today.
They've got milk, they've got yogurt, they've got everything. Elegrain is just
what I envy about Bongwin Alatzanin. It's that as much as it's like Mikopeli system yama bone that before champion yangu nantsangwisa alova
I'm champion
akuri champion ashingenisa ashiri kuphasa na akaswikontiri was trying to build a city where he stayed. So so you guys learned moya we have to make everything work for us. Everything was efficient, bar. And that we've never had that. As much as nepotism, efficiency is for specific families. Malamlele, it's like Malamlele is ruled by less than 5 families.
Okay.
And those associated with them, your world has always been efficient. Even for us outsiders, we could come into your world and get certain things done. From schools, you had, and then at standard, I was going through bookstore. I bought like close to 10 books. Majority of the writers, majority of our authors come from Shluban. Or they had links one way or another. Nalika Shluban or Anko. It was like at one point you were like the maker of progressive, but Tsonga about progressive. And it still continues today, but in family setups.
Yeah, because you know when you say that, my grandfather's brother. So he moved. No, yeah.
Oh.
Then Butom Mhlaba Idudud.
Oh, when you're the other branch.
No, it's the same branch.
And it's two bloodlines.
It's the same branch. It's brothers.
Yeah, it's brothers. It's two lines and it's 2 houses.
It's 2 houses. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That
If firstborn. Secondborn. Yes. So Mwana Dudud.
Yeah.
Apparently was smart dude.
Yeah.
Administratively, business and stuff like that. Of course, I never met him.
Yeah.
And then when I met his son, one of his last born son, I told you about him. The man, he died like a month ago. At 1716, he had businesses. And America, by the way. And America, at one point, you might know him.
Gengelenga inga the company.
The company. So,
very much.
Freddy.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
That man in wana butwa dudud. So at 17, he was alone. Bana armachunisa alomba ma teacher mali. No, aba so sabu. So 5 pounds, whatever pounds in weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also 17-20 pounds a week.
Yes.
So like business.
I wanna say that. I think it's there's something that is just there.
Or maybe it's what we were speaking about when we were speaking. When was it? I think
exposure, because you are being exposed.
You guys grew up around. It's normal to do business.
Yeah.
It's normal to have degrees, to run government, to just be a millionaire. It's like it's normal kwenda mali. Sure it's a mountain. Faneke uze uthi Tsona faster. It's like it's lokola kuba kufuma ukawuma kankuna. You just start a business and start doing your thing. There are references.
But it goes back to what Katekile said. The other problem in terms of the access and balloon
or information. That's now with that. We're dealing with systematic issues because one, it's now over. It's outside competing for resources within your community. Now you are stepping into the bigger world where certain people have monopolized certain industries. So when now you're trying to tap into the flow of money, so mali yakafantonder when all bosha shindlela nshawe na ku akukhulukinyana 20 rand itala ka mathe wabona kusofika ulwana abantu phela
was one
so disturbing kwama
amule Fantonder is not willing.
Fantonder phela ka donsiwang to share with black people. Power is not every race. This is what they are taught. We don't share power.
True.
With other groups. Koba yena ntsene yena loko ku ta munhu wale handle we are the first to open our doors ngudondisa everything ngikomba na leswi nga kombi ku vanhu.
I think
bakombetela man. But it's because they come with I think it's because of the the offers that they come
Yeah.
with, we see
Mo-
opportunities for us.
Most of them come with
Yeah,
solutions. They come with, let's take bonus square mati. Ibi fika gang standing yuku. And I tamborela mati and put a machine that will convert it into clean drinkable water. Not just give us access to your land. And they were rumela shinduna and show buys a shfikali fumela was chava a 50,000 was shabela bag. Sign over the land. So if I'm being Msava's man, what I'm telling Msava's gone, him like a bag.
Back.
Hey, cause ungarabali pe loko rinandlala ungarabali Botswana, you remember when I told you Botswana it limits what's possible.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. Ilo imlungu rinda gabag.
Yes.
Not 100K.
Yo, man.
Like how many times have you we've had 100K Nyamalala in your account and you make another it becomes normal to make money. Like okay, I can make 50,000 if I wanted to make 50K. So look, it's your first time making 50K and I eat the langs far.
And then Bagako she need to eat 20,000.
Hey, I'm here brand new, but it means nothing to him compared to what he's going to make off your land.
You know, I also want to say something, né?
Yeah.
In terms of what we're saying. Katekile. She was able to go to her mother to say, Mama, this is what I want to do. I'm doing this.
Family support is important.
It's very key. You know, when I did with my acting, né?
Yeah.
When I realized I want to do this thing, all I did, I just called my mother. I'm like, dude, I'm thinking of dropping out school. Now I'm acting.
Yeah.
So my family support, so Hika, the trend Hika. Katekile, how do you view the family support and the importance of it in starting businesses?
It's extremely important. It's extremely important. Without that support, even if it's not financial support, but just to have people in your corner is so important. I don't think had I said, and then nibuya, okay, I want to try this. But okay, fine. Ndakushabela stool so party at least.
Wow.
Usungula. Or you know, it's just small things. For my brother, where I got a photo from that guy, that is support.
Was one.
Yeah.
So that support is just, it's a must. You have to. If you don't have it, I don't think you can go very far. And for people to believe, as scary as it is, it might not work. But we can't say it might not work. They have to keep it to themselves. Yeah, look, yeah, this is a good idea. This is deep down, what is going to happen?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we fail a lot.
It's confidence, man.
As in the black community. We are so scared that
we'll fail.
What if we fail? What if
you know why we're scared?
And there's nothing wrong if you fail. You try and you fail, okay, fine.
Exactly.
Get up and try again.
It's confidence.
Better now. You get up with experience.
It's confidence. You only have one shot in your head. Logo hlupeka. Koref. Logo no upala. Pela it takes up a lot. Logo urimzana to gather the strength to say I can do it. If with all the strength that you have gathered, your confidence you might not come back from it if you don't have confidence.
Not come back,
Yeah.
right.
And there's one outside confidence. Sula umanang kaninyana or nabu savages bara kona meninge skoti mina so hluriwa ebutomi.
Savage.
Ah, wa rate was savage moyeni sibara.
You know?
But it does take a certain type of person.
It does, Shem. It honestly does.
It's not for everyone. I always say it's not for me. Why anga so? Really? Do they have it in them? It's so difficult. Besides having the courage, maybe it's not of interest. Every day, and it's okay.
Yeah, and they are
Fine.
content
There's
with
nothing
it.
wrong with it.
No, of course, because remember, if I'm corner, it means kuri mati aitawanga na munu atiraku.
Exactly.
It means where you're not going to be in a position to go out there, look for business, spend time trying to be innovative, because that's what that book I just referred.
Yeah.
It says that the entrepreneur, his job is one. Invasion stuff, bruh. Find new innovative ways of making this thing better.
Yeah.
Where manager manage these things, put them in color.
Yeah.
In order, so and so and so. You worker, make sure that thing that has been put in color. Swatir.
Yeah.
So without that inside the system and without us understanding Guri, it's a risk.
Yeah. I don't know, it's let's speak of the depressing part of it, the risk. Hey, phela business wayitiva na wena mkana wani mfamenda 2 rand phela. Ngwete hinkwayo.
Hey.
Ilano Tsonga.
Yo.
What was your toughest
It's
month
so
like?
depressing.
Or do you remember your toughest month where you're like, you know what, fuck this, I'm giving up?
Or was there ever a point where you said, I'm giving up?
Like it's just not working. Especially the first winter. The first winter was just so bad. Kuri hi winter, wativa machangani lamaya amani mati.
So kwatele vanhu ku ri a vanhu mati se isukile phela.
Machangani lamaya amahani mati, machangani lamaya mari kunweni the whole year. Come June abahani. What now?
And no, una stoko phela.
Hey, phela so ready. You the whole year been busy. Busy man, December. Yo, December kukahle. You are doubling sales.
Yeah,
and then
December.
January.
December, yeah.
Kukahle. And then it starts dying down, and then it's June.
Hey.
And then there's nothing. Uya kutekeni ka ximalani xa ko u vona va tsale 150 the whole day. Really?
Yes.
And it man namuntlha. It is almost the 25.
Ufano laban phela.
And bafane ba hola and abantu abala kutiva, and the biggest mistake that we do is giving the employees the excuses that why bafane banga hola.
Yeah,
It's the biggest mistake. I pray every day kushkwembu. Whatever happens, I must not give that reason. Rather, honestly,
I once attended a course.
Yeah.
You know those virgin entrepreneur, whatever, like the virgin guy.
Yeah.
He had a center, entrepreneurship center.
Yeah, I remember those. They still have one in Braamfontein.
That one. I went to one in Braamfontein.
Yeah.
That's why I met this. I don't have white friends, guys. I've got only 2 white friends.
Yeah.
And they're way older than me. For some reason.
Genga apartheid.
Actually, I have 3.
Yeah.
And why they charmed me is their view. One of them, he hates speaking Afrikaans. His kids, these kids, he doesn't want them to speak Afrikaans. Mbonu.
Yeah.
He does not want them to speak Afrikaans because Afana Awamfundis, and one day when they told him why Afana Awamfundis to oppress other people, he could not reconcile with that shit in his head.
Oh, the system in Utande.
He could not reconcile with it. I could not. Makabo. The second one, it's a white guy. He's German, South African. Who is the head of some. He's the one I met. A guy at that Bryanston thing.
Yeah.
The third one is the lady who does my editing. Yash Lungu.
Okay.
So those are the 3 white friends I have. But anyway, so my point I was trying to make, Igor. So I met this gentleman at that Bryanston thing.
Yeah.
He's a chief financial advisor, one of the biggest multinationals in Africa. So this guy has got an old, those old houses, Halhouten.
No,
not the new houses.
Like old money.
His old money.
Yeah.
So anyway, the gentleman here, as he's teaching us about finance and one biggest thing I picked up to support what you're saying, Katekile, the biggest thing that I learned from that, you must make sure, looking with Ita, you must remove your liabilities first.
Yeah.
Can those things. Because excuse.
And that's why you lose their loyalty
That's why
and
you lose
respect.
them.
Yes.
Because
That's why you lose them. Every day.
xigangu xa mina se xi kwatini makonteni ta xavela pizza se ni vuya ni ahlamini sibala
Was one? So when they
n'wana wa hamasi se ni le ku byeleni ku ni useless ni ri n'wanuna so ni ya vuya njhani ku tirhela ku ve kaya u le ku ni tlhaviseni ball. I look bad at home and I wake up and say I'm going to work. Now I come back empty-handed.
So
It's yeah.
when that comes, if it came, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it?
It happens. Sometimes it happens. It's real. It happens. But I always try never. I must just never disappoint love.
That's
Rather
good.
ni phonela someone or ni kombela someone to help me to sort out love.
Entrepreneurship ibora hi swikweleti.
Swikweleti, and va ku tiva.
He kolota everyone. You're like Jesus Christ. It's a favor.
Mara guys,
It's swikweleti.
Guys, here's what we're not told, and here's what we don't know. And remember, we are a benchmark, guys. What she's doing, what we're doing, Fana. No one has done this. No one. I know that we can copy from.
Like a reference.
We don't have a reference. We are the benchmark.
We don't have reference.
But here's what we're not told. They do the same thing.
Ubulanja.
They do the same thing.
They help each other.
And they don't put a stigma xa negative loko va lombana.
Exactly.
Hina loko hi lombana it's like Katekile imzana xa nchumu.
Loyi u nga n'wi voni swona.
U nga n'wi vona ri swona n'wi nyike 18,000 last month.
U lombe mali ya mina last month a nga koti ku hakela vatirhi.
Exactly. So hey, somehow we created an enemy with ourselves, amongst ourselves, with a normal thing in business.
It's because ayisanga vumunhu in business. But ungaribala balungu have a system. The Indians have a system. The Chinese have a system. And that system, hambi ba venda, shumera venda. Like for example, let's use shumera venda. Loko udya na baka n'wina ntirho wa wena I ku pfusha kaya ra wena. I ku pfusha muganga, I ku pfusha venda hi yoxe. That's a system. It means loko kufika mvenda un'wana questionani. It's like sibara ni khome 18 nda ku phemela 2 maybe wena ku hayi ni tiva na ximanimani okay nda n'wi tlhava hi 1,000. We just keep the rent going. Hina Vatsonga, because we've never had a central authority la hi nga tshama hi pfumelelana at one point. We've always existed in separate in competition. So baka xilumani faneke va tlula baka mabasa. So
yes,
by default loko ni ku lomba mali a ni ku voni ni kha ni ku hanyisa ni ku vona wena you are at my mercy.
But isn't that a whole black thing in general? Because black people in general,
people
we
who are
have
defeated,
that problem.
People who are defeated will do that. Like it's a defeat things, but hina we are defeated even ka level ya within our group,
ourselves,
within our A. So eku ninge ku nyike 18,000 because ayi tshembana ungaribala. We just don't trust blackness yosh. So ku nyika 100,000 but I'm like shita ikuma ku ifumani. Inge vuyi.
Ifambi. Usinyika namuntlha munhu ku vona xi khome ice cream. Xi xava hi mali leya ya wena. U feel ku u dya ice cream meni nga ri ku dyeni hi mali ya me.
Watsundzuka last week when I was complaining udya ti-ribs man mina na mali.
Mina mhlanza kanchu.
Ola ku dya ti-ribs wa ri kolota tima.
And it's not like I was short 100 rand ya ti-ribs. I was short a large amount.
Yeah,
but doesn't mean kona ha xavi ti-ribs man.
Now se na n'wi landzelela tima se faneke ni n'wi landa mina ni ku esibara hey mi dya kahle man. Hey mi nga hi rivali na hina vana va hina va ta ti nakatsela titiwo sibara.
But but again, because see, even debt, in debt in general, we make debt as a bad debt. We think debt, you guys, debt.
We don't have financial education.
Debt is in two. There's a bad debt and a good debt.
Yeah. And now we don't see our debt as growing assets. And now you think every debt, hey.
And these companies, if there's one company, I think one of those companies that will blacklist you. That's
like a strategy of collecting money. It's to scare you to pay.
I'm like, go.
Because look, so I week away and I'm just talking about black people So winter comes. After you survive your first winter, You survive your first winter.
Survive the first winter and you think, okay.
It's a lesson now.
Really.
What's the second wave? What?
And then as there's a saying, yes, when look right, you must put away and save for those bad days.
Yeah.
But it's
Barodana usiyela mnduku. Barodana usiyela mnduku.
Yo. But and then you like as at winter, and then you're back August, September, and things you're doing well again. But remember, during those 2 months, you have kupuleke gap which you have to fill your sunny days now.
Yeah.
So you're filling that.
You are playing catch up now.
You're supposed to be putting away as she would during your sunny days. So it takes a while. So I always tell Van as business people, you know what, guys? It really does take that good 5 years or more to
stabilize.
Hey, you are in your fancy car, in your big house, in your
nyoka. Loko urna snake. Loko urna snake uveta ungena game in same time score
game. And unfortunately, business comes with that thing. You've got money, you have made it, you must be driving this. The pressures that come with on a business. Oh, it means good. She must be in a fancy car, she must be in a big house, she dresses in a certain way.
Chano Basluka
it comes with being boy.
If there's one thing I've learned is that one.
You don't care.
I don't care.
Comes with so much pressure.
Yeah.
You have to I really don't care, man. I'm not part of that. I'm not there.
And another thing is that your business is in a rural setup, so of course Mativana and Gwen. So that pressure is different to Gauteng. Hey. And especially go babone matma wana nkosini se ba hlahile xikhwama xa wena go so ba ingene mfini.
So right.
Wa go nkosini. Ba bone mati ka mafanato se ba re ka TV.
Business is great.
The business is on another level.
Yes.
Kurisha mani show mali iri kokwando ko yivula show mali. So it's unfortunate, and naloko usungula. You get so many praises. You get people from this radio station, you get interviews from Lava, you get, and you have to give a positive story.
You have to, of course.
You have to, depressed.
You have to give that impression. Hey, I'm happy, my business is good. Hey, and you can't say that.
Of course, you can't say that because you have.
You can't say that. You can't say that. So it's overrated. Look, the attention is just too much. I and then give that attention. But immediately from day one, it's attention from everyone. It's visitors from department of this. It's people from
they want to use Cloud Plus Wasati, so
it's promises from Lohi. This department wants to do this. This department wants to put you on their website, but what you need that financial backing.
And you know, my sister, Labani also went through the same thing. Like they love the ideas. Oh, she's on their papers. She's on Sowetan. She's
and they still need to. It's very depressing. It's crushing. It's like uba celebrity. You dress a taxi pen.
Uba celebrity unnecessarily so.
Marcus, why? It's just a
and the local expecting sales are good, pen.
Yes. You've got interview there.
And the MEC shman mana watini.
Abatile unumalwe.
They actually come.
And batiri loko so va byela ku n'hweti leyi nga ku ndava na delay ya 2 days
Oh
nyana.
no, that's nuts.
Ku ri hayi svara jani.
But I think
And it's not just them. Everybody. Sister. Sister. Sister, 5 rand. Sister Leandla. And the praises, people praise you. Sister Leandla, she play planning ball. So Sister Leandla,
sugar punchline. Exactly. Punchline. I think. Yes.
And at the time, you are trying to figure out what am I going to do now. And then here comes this person who praise her, and then ukombela 100. And then the praises is just to make sure you don't say no.
Is to soften you up.
So it's either you give in or you just say, "I
Have you?
And then you become a bad person.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Ange shavi mati loyi a ku khoma ku
Hey, that's the thing. I
So what's the outside? Okay, but we do have those moments where we get a win. What's that one win you go affirm okay, this is not that bad. That keeps you going. There's a reason why you are still open.
6, 7 years later.
Yeah. What's that thing that keeps you going, that makes you, as much as we take up, but it's worth it?
I think for me, it's knowing problem.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going to be sitting here struggling for the whole day today. I must sort it out. And I have to sort it out, and I will sort it out. Tomorrow, it's a new challenge. I think it's...
Hey, mina nkani ngopfu vo n'wina nkani wa n'wina nga kuma va tidonki so nkani ka nkuna genge ya le tsanini hinkwayo ntsena nkani vo n'wina mi suka tsanini mi ta khoma ti-FG la Juno i nkani munhu walowo movha ya Fidelity sibara suka dzeneni mi ta yi teka la Joni la mi yi kwamula sibara ku ri mi fika njhani kaya na mali liya u nge swi tivi mara mi suka Joni mi ta kwamula timovha sibara loko yi biwi vafana va le tsanini wa yi vona ku leyi biwi vafana va le tsanini ya kwamuliwa movha sibara ya vafana va le Joni ya Mazulu wa yi vona yi bulukini ku dubuluwa vanhu leya le tsanini a va pfulile rivantini sibara hi le tlhelo oh sibara.
No, but Cosme, I honestly enjoy Nkanung and all. You know, even before was my younger sister or my dad.
Yeah.
The first time I knew about Magamat.
Yeah.
Do you know how I knew about you?
No.
You went to my dad Ovani, and she's like, you know what? How can Fumani
endorse?
It wasn't. I don't know whether it was. What was the full idea? But it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? I'm like, no. That's how I knew about your business. So since then, at the back of my mind, I was like, and because here's one thing I don't like. Or not posting just for the sake of posting. I don't like that. I don't think it has value or traction.
Yeah.
You know.
The audience I put down, they know when it's just promo.
They know when it's just promo. So since then, when Bani told me that, or my dad, one of them, I've always been wanting an idea. So when my father came,
yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute, guys, I told you,
yeah,
I'm like, dude, there is 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and we're in the process. We are very 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 sure about the story. We're busy looking for brands that can come on board. You came on board as we're discussing one bawayini.
Lawa Mazulu, ya Zwelithini.
Yeah, King Zwelithini, is Shaka Zulu wine. You know, by Nikila when Lamara is you shoot a yon, you know we are not gonna put it on our screen. Because we're very intentional. No. It won't make sense for us, Sungula, and we don't put our foot down. It needs to be very clear. At one point, if any email is
So wanted Imako, it was a project lay more collaborations.
Yes.
Akura Amali. So wanted it to be a platform for if this shit blows up, but Tsonga must be the people who will shine. So everyone, majority of the cast Akura Tsonga, majority of the people behind the scenes Akura Tsonga. It was like a Tsonga Avengers. From the brands, everything. Tsonga. That was the main good guys. Let's just create something. If it pops, we'll all benefit. If not, we just keep going and we'll keep doing more until we find something and allow everyone to eat from the same pool.
From the same pool. So we spoke a bit about that, man. About you have a little story there. I don't know if I told you, fan.
Which story?
About Mathye, what happened. We spoke, Katekile. After that, there was a bit more interest.
Where? After what?
After Mafanato.
Oh, apparently I don't know the impact of what happened afterwards. Did it work?
It worked.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It worked.
Oh, that's dope.
It always works. It works. And, you know, Haleni, it's guaranteed to work. The name, Mathye, belongs to us.
Oh.
It is ours. It is ours. It is ours. It is ours. So, just we now, Mathye.
Yeah.
It works. It works for us. It really does, and keeps working. It works. So,
we're going to go visual soon. So we've made a decision of when we go visual with the podcast, we're going to be giving you guys free advertising on the new seasons, where we'll just put your brands there so that they we give you more than, because you guys pulled through for us. That was our first attempt at establishing the company, and you saw the vision. Okay, I was telling Bombe Angwan.
But you see that where the difference is, where we told about Buyangwan when
you guys were seeing an opportunity
to be there.
Oh.
Yeah, if I get left behind, I'll be left behind.
No, Mara, here's the thing. You see, here's something. I like your thinking, Info. I won't lie to you. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
And why I like your thinking, we need to realize as black businesses, as black professionals, as black entrepreneurs and everything, guys, aina banga to help each other with stuff. What we have, it's our reputations, it's our skills that we can club them together and create. Therefore, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, this thing was born from me. Not 5 years, 6 years ago, about 2015, somewhere 2014, somewhere there, 15. I got some golf course, some guy who business guy, anyway. I was going to meet him at some golf course la Centurion.
Yeah.
So now I meet guys. Kuna some group of 6 or 7, 5 on my bone. You know? They're having a meeting. Guys. One is saying, you know, got some business ventures that they wanna do, blah 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 blah. And they're saying they must each pop up 20 million. Hey. If guys 20 million was come. It's the show. This is not beer.
Gang. Maradona 20 million.
Guess what was a deal breaker for one of the guys?
Yeah.
Okay, if turnover, you give at least $500 million, he doesn't see worth it to put his money. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's a Malta serious.
This or turnover, at least it must be $500 million for him to put his 20 in it. So my point, we are not there as Vantima to throw around such numbers. What we have is one thing. Unamati. Inashulu. Kensano unabarman inanzu.
Nanzu.
Una wine. Gin.
Yeah.
We have all these things, guys. Putting them together.
Create something powerful.
It like check my fanato. The Tsonga man we nyike shkepe ata I nyika a lodging kwa.
Yeah.
We shot that thing inside Hartepies them. It's that exactly.
It's beautiful, loco tani vanu. We collaborate because the story can't always be negative.
It can't.
It can't always be.
You can't always have a negative story.
Yeah,
right?
we and I'm glad the people we interview. The beauty is that outside just the people we interview, we are just not bullshitting. Yeah, let's work together. We constantly try to make it work and try to give value. The guilt yakona when I got the gun is that look, Fumani, they're expecting billions, right? So the pressure becomes extra hard to say, if we approach and say, yo, we have limitations, how can we collaborate? But they constantly like seeing they can cash in on Fuman and forget as much as Angaba Dumin, to start a business, he can't just put Kudumaka in a business even a mali.
No. You have to work.
He has to work Diana to get it at a specific point.
Yes.
And now collaborations become even more difficult because people are like, yo, Fuman Otagoni 100K.
Exactly.
And then it becomes problematic. So even small businesses, the beauty is that our chow moon.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Fuman Utama Alagaina. Through generation yabu 80 ndafika la mutini with the man. I think that spirit is what we need, and even the culture we should not be afraid to put our names Tsonga on products.
Yeah.
That is very important
Because it's a very, very, very huge risk. Because one look at the risk it's like Banu, Bantima, already we are accustomed to it's original or it's quality.
if it's European.
If it's European or Shinabulungishka.
Yeah.
And then, in fact, let me wait, because we're about to let you go right now. Why did you, out of all my be talking about the aqua what utemat soy?
Hey, and I had I think 5 names.
Yeah.
But every time Nidela shared the idea, I'm thinking of these names. And Mathye, I think. And the man got loving over. But everyone liked that. But I remember my late cousin, Buttiza, was like, yeah, Mathye, yeah, it's really funny. So a lot of people related. I think people appreciated that thing. But then it didn't make a sense to airline in now.
In Valpre.
Exactly.
Coca-Cola.
But it belongs to us. Man, so it
Ufana was saying the same thing at all. No, it's fine. But that buys Amara. Babularo.
Hey. Spar. Colgate is a don't spar. I sure know it's Colgate.
Mara, also tell me, are you planning to go on national retailers? Have you opened that idea? Cape Town, Hilamat.
Definitely.
Pick and Pay Cape Town Lee. Because I think that's another thing that I've had a lot of guys in your lane. Whether Banwatu Waini, Basbu, it's more further because they struggle a lot
with retail space.
Have you found that going difficult? It's happening.
Locally, it's at one stage I read in most Pick and Pays. The franchises. So, but then now,
the franchises, not the general, not
corporate.
Yes,
corporate was still very difficult to go into corporate, almost impossible. But the franchises were in a few franchises that he can pay. But now people are, well, no, big companies are focusing more on the small businesses and how to pull everybody in Kuma space easily. They've created lots of ways for us to be part of it. About Pick and Pay, and I buy programs where the small businesses can just, it's just issue at compliance.
Exactly.
Compliance. They say it's small business, but it's a bit,
what's happening, guys. And this, a lot of black people don't know this. By that compliance that you're talking about, there's a small business what fund that these Pick and Pays, ShopRites, Spar, and all of them, they have to create 20-something, 2012, 2015, 2016, somewhere there. I was unlike when the pig farming. Ne? So here I was going around doing research and I met this gentleman, Hala Northwest. He said something very, very painful and worrisome. At that time, I think it was Pick and Pay, maybe. But I saw maybe. Maybe. Allegedly. On this is, they were sitting on a fund, 5 billion rands.
Okay.
That's meant for black businesses to make sure they are
part of the.
They are helped to come up.
Yeah.
And why they can't use it to Balungu because to white companies because it's not allowed to.
Yeah.
By compliance.
So it gives what's hamala go itatis.
So you use family. You try to make every year. You know, someone even said this economist.
Yeah.
One of the odd thing about South Africa, private are sitting with a shitload of capital liquid money. You go tama. You go tama. They can't do anything with it.
They will never empower their enemies.
No, they must start empowering their enemies. They have to.
Because if they don't, what are fun?
But you know what? We have a government, guys. As much as but at some point, government needs to say release the funds because there's funds for almost everything to uplift Banbantima in every department. Whether the funds Babasat just dedicated to uplifting Babasat for youth, you name it, it's there.
How many shops do you have, Katekile?
I have 2.
Where and where?
1 year in Gongwana, 1 year in Linging.
Shine.
Imanyan. How long have you been in business?
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This is the 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This is the 5th year.
5th year.
Longer than that.
In that time, how many times did economic development by MECs and everyone interacted with your idea? You see, my point exactly that. Guys, if it was only about not only the corporates, our people in government who are meant are sitting in an economic development space. That is their mandate aim.
And do nothing.
She should not be.
And they send us things every day. They send us still apply. But hey.
She should not be sitting here with 2 shops by now, guys. Imati, water, not your brand, but in a drinking.
Same thing, 699.
Well, this is the same thing. She should not be. This thing should have. It's easily scalable. This business. Example, Nestle. Do you know how quickly they scaled up their water business?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, Megori. As much as we hear and the corporate government was supposed to do it, the policies are going to go, Mara, it seems like no one is doing anything about it.
Yeah, it's very depressing. But in either way, we'll find a way.
Yeah, no,
we have to.
We'll find a ways, but if Bokokwa and Bokokwa were able to make money during apartheid, where it was legally not allowed. For you to be superior, so they found a way. Now, there's no way in that democracy would be very weak.
My dad had a shop during apartheid. Remember during apartheid?
Yeah.
They were not allowed to work as teachers and have shops.
Yeah.
My dad, I gonna talk shop because
Yeah.
nobody likes it. But why? I want tech shop because apartheid. He had a tech shop because
Yeah.
I remember used to steal cigarettes in Naza. Look, if I the whole curtain. Need them quite.
About the year, I mean. Hey, I can sing,
thanks, man.
It's first time speaking with
Thank
you.
you.
I've never met you, but itahlangana sukurungwana.
But you guys,
Soon. By the end of the day, that for me.
Men lash gangwa, ala gangwena, lash gangwa, an la bushaka, mina lash gangwa.
good.
Ala tsanini.
Itangena isho.
Tisane xigangwa.
Itakuma show.
Vuxaka byi tisiwa hi vana. Loko ku ri hanyimba a ku na vuxaka.
Itakukuma isho, mara itakukuma.
I can sing.
So
this is, I think, it's
Thank you very
it's
much.
our 5th project. We did Mafanato. What other projects did we do? We did Timbita.
In terms of with her,
Yeah, with Mathye.
it's
Timbita,
Mafana, Timbita. Or the other ones we bought.
Yeah, me and
Yeah. Either way, but either way.
So it's 3 projects.
Yeah, but thank you. The
So
projects are still going to come out.
You guys have done business, but you've never met.
Yeah.
I like.
No, we have to meet. We must meet.
Irangisa project mahlweni sibara. Business ntiro mahlweni ibu ani babuleni bokoko wa wena untsangwe siba kumntiro ya balabula sibara. So yeah, if as long it means it's genuine if we are able to work without having to put a face and all those things.
Yeah. Hi, man. Please
Thank you.
don't give up, Nakomlame. We do not give up. I'm gonna project he loves water. Yes. Like niso iswala ngakho kuna mati ano akula. So that's sure Kori. I'm gonna project ngana mati.
No, please, ingayenje kungarina mati xin'wana ni xa n'wina. Mfate mi xibebula mi xi tlakula mi famba na xona.
So tlakula swivana swako. Swivana swi tlakula nini?
Sase xikula xi famba hi milenge hinkwaswo se swi yima swi famba hi milenge ya swona.
Byi khomisana ndlela mati na xitulu.
For sure.
Ene swa fambisana swa endleka u dya xitulu lerisa hi mati ya.
Seketa yo swinge
Byi ta ku tlimba vuswa loko la ku phapha ku ra mati na xitulu byi ta ku
Ku nga ri na mati
tlimba.
na xitulu.
Byi ta ku tlimba vuswa.
Eta kuma feel like na usa n'wana nga dai already. Va nga to tle matapula.
Potato skukuni.
I've sickened.
Mara va xipoyileni skukuni.
Thank you, guys.
Even as people went ahead and continued the fact that udlawe a hi ta swi tlunya hina from history so loko ni hanya mina hi minkarhi ya mina ni ri ka skukuni a hi nga ta swi vula leswi a hi to u loyiwini.
That's it.
Kumbe u cheleriwini so u tlimbiwe izambani. I hosi muni yaleyo. Anyway a faneke a nwi mati.
Afana mati
Loko a
ta
nwa
wa
mati.
Loko a nwa matata va hanya.
Njhani tapula u nga ri lerisi hi mati.
Khetsi.
Stop.
Thank you.
I listen to it on the internet.
Being Tsonga in SA.
Listen live, online.
Shane. This episode of Being Tsonga in SA is proudly sponsored by Sagwadi Hotel, a 4-star establishment in Mukuhlu, in the town of Hazeview. For more information, contact Sagwadi Hotel on 013 010 1780.